Outdoor observations provide students an excellent opportunity to directly experience the richness of nature. Through physical involvement, observation activities play a fundamental role for cultivating scientific investigation competence. In traditional in-field activities, most elementary school students can only work with very naive inquiry problems. With the rapid development of wireless communication and mobile handheld devices, the ubiquitous learning in authentic settings is attracting more researchers' attention. With the advantages of portability and easy information access, the mobile device application is a growing trend in a technology-integrated education era. Many scientists and philosophers of science emphasized that asking questions is relevant to the abilities of problem solving and the ambition of progress in science. Learning to ask data-based or scientific questions is very crucial for science education, since problems are considered as being one of the key elements of problem-based learning, PBL, an integral part of meaningful learning and scientific inquiry. We especially focus on the supporting functions for students to form their scientific problems. Via the provision of online support for in-field problem-based learning, PBL, the students are more likely to work with advanced inquiry problems. A designing model for developing ubiquitous PBL system, UPBLS, is proposed for helping students turn their intuitive problems into data-based inquiry plans. The system developed in this study provides discussion platform, e-library, and an ecology measurement database for the collaborative inquiry community. We attempt to provide friendly resources to students. It is expected that teachers and peers can be both moderators and responders. Moreover, rich learning resources can increase the collaboration of peers. We hope that by applying technology, outdoor observation learning activities can effectively help students to know and to care about nature. Study site.
The study site is Chigu Mangrove Wetland and Xichao Mangrove Wetland in the southwest coastal of Taiwan. Chigu Wetland is the largest and the most intact lagoon in Taiwan. Xichao Wetland has diverse species and is the best preserved wetland in Taiwan. There are large varieties of species including numerous fiddler crabs and international famous endangered birds, black-faced spoonbill.
Learning environments design. The UPBLS was developed to provide 4 functions: group tasks for editing notes, diaries and reports, online discussion for community collaboration, Green Lab for measurement and statistics sharing, and e-library for ecology knowledge clarification. With these functions, each group of students was guided to accomplish their group task and refine their problems step by step. Each participant was equipped with a smartphone, which was used to interact with the learning system as well as gather data to accomplish the PBL tasks. Students could upload all measured real data, including photo, statistics, notes, videos, as well as search for information from web-based database while investigating the ecology environment. The UPBLS works as both a learning tool and a collaborating tool. With the assistance of UPBLS's functions, students initiate their intuitive problems and then refine them to workable problems, finally resulting in the scientific problems shaping up. UPBLS is developed to optimize the collaboration for the inquiry community. The UPBL intends to combine the problem-based learning theory and problem-solving process. Each group of students accomplish their measurement and observation tasks on their first field trip. They worked on their first inquiry plan and submitted the plan for discussions. By working on an inquiry plan, they need to clarify and formulate their explicit inquiry problem. After online discussions, they revised their thoughts according to the stimulation and feedback and started another cycle of problem inquiry on their second trip. Most of the groups try to execute their temporary plan partially. They might have found that most of their inquiry methods were not workable, so they proposed another inquiry proposal after their second field trip. Students are supported to articulate, discuss, reflect, execute, and revise their proposals in UPBLS. The learning tasks for each group are developed to help students focus on these cognitive processes.
Findings. The results revealed that students' learning progress was consistent with the model prediction, the UPBLS, proposed in the study. 59.1% of novice learners and 100% of experienced learners achieved the scientific problem inquiry level. The results suggested the applicability, the UPBLS. It was also found that the systematic scaffolding effectively enhanced students' scientific inquiry skill through 20 weeks intervention. The performance of the experimental groups from single group design significantly surpassed the norm samples in computerized scientific inquiry literacy assessment. The online scientific inquiry abilities of the experimental groups of the post-test were significantly higher than the control groups. The growth slopes of the experimental groups for online science inquiry literacy were higher than those of the control groups. The scientific questioning abilities of students in the experimental groups were rated according to their online discussion records. The students of the experimental groups demonstrated significant progress in their scientific questioning abilities. In terms of the learning experience groups, the scientific questioning abilities of the experienced learners were better than those of the novice learners. In terms of learners' ability, the question-posing growth of the gifted students was significantly higher than the normal group. Generally speaking, students of experimental groups were progressing toward the learning objectives effectively. Within a 5-month period, elementary school children started to raise some database inquiry questions collaboratively by the support of UPBLS. Future directions. 3 conclusions can be drawn from the results. Through the provision of progressive guidance and systematic scaffolding, the UPBLS can effectively help students transform intuitive questions into workable questions, and further evolving into scientific questions. By integrating inquiry learning, collaborative learning, and information and communication technologies integrated into a unified learning system, the UPBLS is applicable and helpful to improve students' scientific inquiry literacy. The online formative scoring rubrics can efficiently detect the learning progress of students on scientific inquiry ability. The results also suggested that the scoring rubrics proposed in the study are reasonably reliable and valid. Thus, the online formative learning and assessment design can provide informative feedback for teachers to fulfill practices of ubiquitous collaborative learning. Basing upon the promising research results from a stable and effective learning system, our research team hopes to extend our research themes to metacognitive aspects of ecology, collaborative inquiry competencies. We also like to invite more collaborative partners from different expertise to expand this research community.